5 plus 3, so 8 minus 2, so 6. Oh no! He's downed. Dang. Yeah, that was like the worst possible outcome.
Alright, and welcome back to the next playthrough. We're going to play Tiny Epic Dungeons today. So we're going to play both the core box. We are going to play with the expansion Potion and Perils. However, we're not going to play the expansion stories. We'll probably do another video with the whole dungeon crawl where you can go through levels 1, 2, and 3 of the dungeon. That comes part of the stories. But today we're just going to do the base game along with the Potion and Perils expansion. Also, I'm not going to go through too much of how to play this game. There's a lot of tutorial videos out there. I don't think I could do any better, so I'm just going to go ahead and start playing. I might explain a couple things as I go, but more or less I'm not really going to go how to play. I'm just going to jump right into the game and go from there. So we are going to play a two-player game. We have Clotho here. This is my first time painting, so excuse the painting job. And then we're also going to play with Grok'ull here. And I'll go over their abilities here. So we'll go over Clotho's card here first. That Clotho, she has 4 movement, 4 defense. She's got 1 die for strength, 2 dice for agility, and 3 dice for intelligence. She has the one that these are the same for everyone. Her innate weapon is a -1 with her strength, obviously, because she's obviously more intelligence-based. She can research at any time. For a free action, she can pay 4 focus to get a new spell. And then her innate ability is Psychic Blast. This is one reason I love her, is so she can do a magic attack, and all enemies within 1 space, she will affect 1 enemy in all space with an intelligence roll of 5. If she succeeds that roll of 5 or greater, she can spend 2 focus to do 1 damage. That means that does 1 damage to all enemies within 1 space, which is great for those goblins, but not so great for anything else other than goblins. But she's a great goblin controller in the game. So that's one reason why I chose her. Then we have Grok'ull. He's a half-orc barbarian. He's only got 3 movement and 2 defense. However, he does have 3 strength dice, 2 agility, and 1 intelligence. And then we got the same abilities for everyone. His axe actually has an innate +1 right off the bat. And then he could sprint, so he could -1 more, or -1 focus to add 1 more. And that's a free action, meaning that he could do that as many times as he wants. So he can move more if need be. And then his battle rage for his innate ability, so this means during his melee or range attack, then that means during either one of those main actions, he could spend 3 focus to +2 to his dice roll. So which is pretty much almost his whole focus, but he gets a +2 no matter what. So here is our time tracker here that will move our torch token down. So we're going to start here at 2 players. And then we'll go down. This thing is to activate all enemies that are on the board. This is to spawn a goblin at the entrance. And we'll go down at the end of each turn. It will go down 1 tick. Now, one thing that I want to point out is this free action here. This means anytime during your turn, you can move the torch track down and you can flip over every tile that's around within 1 space. You can flip up to 4 tiles. Meaning, and when you move it down like that, whatever space it goes into, it'll treat that automatically. So if the torch track was here and I decided to do this, very first thing would happen is a goblin would spawn, and then I would be able to open up all 4 rooms. So this is a trick that I always do whenever I play. The very first movement I do, it's here. So the very first thing I do is do this ability. So the first thing it does is activates all enemies, but obviously no doors are open yet, so no enemies actually spawn. And we will flip and open all those. So I'm going to have Clotho go first. And I'm going to have her move down that torch track 1 to open up all 4 rooms here. So we'll do this one at a time. We've got a goblin, little torture room there. But it does spawn 1 goblin. So we'll put number 1 there. And then I'll draw them later, just so I remember which one's which. Then, just a treasure type room here. That's got a search action. You could roll your agility dice for 5. If you succeed, then you could draw a loot card from the discard pile. Loot or spell card from the discard pile. If you don't get it, nothing bad happens, but it is your main action for the turn. Then we have some type of coffin room there. That also is going to spawn another goblin. You could also search that room as well to move the torch track up 1 and to draw a card from the discard pile. And the last room here is a trap room, noted by that red exclamation mark, meaning when you enter this room, you'll have to roll any choice color dice there. You have to roll a 6. If you get a 6, then you can keep moving through. If you don't, you're going to lose 3 hearts. Then for your main action, after you go through the trap dice, if you continue to stay there, you can make a main action to try to unlock or try to undo that trap. This one is rolling intelligence, get 5. And if you do succeed, it will be untrapped, and you could gain a new spell or an equipment card. And that's our second goblin, goes there. All right, so our first goblin, we have Mixie. So this is the one that comes with the Potions of Perils expansion, meaning when we kill him, we'll get a loot and a potion. Put that right there so it's still in the frame. Or how about we'll just do that so it's still in frame. It's supposed to go up on this card here. Actually, we do need to do that. All right, so we're going to place that right there so we can still kind of see it in frame there. And our second one is a Stabby Goblin. He's got 4 movement, 4 defense, and he will move or attack. Whereas the Mixie Goblin will move and attack when they're activated. All right. So now it's still Clotho's turn. That was the first thing that she did, was just move that torch track down 1. It opens everything up, and now she still has her turn. So what Clotho's going to do for her turn is she's going to activate just her Psychic Blast here, meaning she's going to do a magic attack, and she's going to roll her intelligence, which is 3 dice, along with this because we are attacking. And I got it looking for 5 or above. We'll roll here. And so with these, we've got 5 right there. We haven't spent any focus yet, but we did get our 5. So since we got the 5, we're going to spend 2 focus. 1, 2. And all goblins within range of 1 takes 1 damage. And since it was a magic attack, their defense does not get taken into account. So 1 damage each means both goblins are dead. So we'll first resolve Mixie. We're going to get 1 equipment. So we'll draw from the equipment. And she gets the Vestment of Scarab. This is actually really good for her. She'll get +1 to all intelligence rolls. And when she does a magic, she'll get +1 shield. So we're definitely going to equip her with that. And now, the second thing we do is we also get a potion, which is the Magic Elixir. So when we get a potion, this happens right when we reveal it, meaning all enemies on the space is -3 focus. Then she gets to keep this, and so for a free action at any time, she could spend this to get max focus, which is actually really good for her because she uses a lot of focus as a magic character there. So for both of our characters, we'll lose 1, 2, 3 focus, and 1, 2, 3 focus for both of them. So we will discard that goblin. And now we will resolve Stabby Goblin. So we could get another equipment or 3 health, which we didn't get hurt. So I will gain another equipment, which she will gain the Dungeon Map, which will give her an extra movement. And then anytime she rests, she could do that same action that we did at the very beginning, where she could reveal all 4 rooms when she rests. Actually, I would like Grok'ull to have that because he has less movement. But right now, I'll just give it to Clotho for her to have. All right, one thing I forgot to do when I opened up the rooms is I forgot to put the doors out. 1 more down there too. So I just want to point out here, because I dealt this out without being on camera, something super important that you got to do is you got to count the cards. So we know when we set up, we had 9 normal rooms, meaning 9 rooms that did not have a chance of any minions out there. So we need to make sure that we are aware of when and where those minions are going to be, right? Because we don't want the minions to come out too soon, but we don't want to just be blindly exploring the room or the dungeon, because we really need to keep track of time due to the track. So when I dealt out, I started here. So we had 4 out at the beginning. Then I dealt out 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Meaning these 2 could be a minion. There is a possibility that either one of these cards could be our first minion, which is a little early, but it's kind of good to know that this is where the first possibility starts. So we kind of know where we want to build the dungeon further. So that ends his turn. We're going to slide down the torch track to spawn a goblin on the entrance. Ooh, we have a Spelly goblin. Got 3 movement, 5 defense, and she will move or attack, but she attacks 3 with a range of 3, so she attacks pretty much anyone. That ends Clotho's turn, and now it is Grok'ull's turn. So Grok'ull is already in the room with that goblin, so he's just going to go and attack that Spelly goblin. So, as you remember, he does have a +1 to his strength attack. So, and he needs Spelly's defense is 5, so he needs to roll 6 or more to actually kill Spelly here. Ooh, and he barely 5 and 6. So he barely killed. Oh, and he's got a +1. Ooh, so actually, he has an innate +1. So I am going to use just this 5. Then that innate +1 will be 6. And I'm going to keep that so I gain 2 focus back. 1, 2. And I will still kill Spelly. So let's resolve Spelly. I guess it doesn't matter. I will gain a equipment and actually +5 focus. So I will just move that up all the way because I get that. And my loot that he gets is the Great Staff of the Phoenix, which does not help him because it's got a range attack that uses the intelligence. So that's something that actually Clotho is going to need. So we're going to discard that and possibly have Clotho pick that up. All right, so we killed that Spelly there. Now, that will be everything. So I still can move. However, if I move and open anything up, I might spawn a goblin, and that's not going to really help too much here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to end my turn. So we're going to slide down the torch track one more. So it's going to activate, yet there's nothing on the board to activate, so nothing happens. All right, so this might sound a little crazy, but this is what I'm going to do. This is what I've decided I'm going to do. So I'm going to have Clotho move right here, and I'm going to have her do the exact same ability that we did at first. So she's going to slide the torch track down 1. As you can see, it is blank. So nothing happens with her doing that. And I'm going to have her open up these 3. Now, this might bite me in the butt because both of these could be minions. If they're both minions, I'm going to lose this game easily. But we're going to see what happens. So we're going to go this one because we know it's not a minion. Oh, cool. So this is just a search room that we could get, a spell and some focus. So that actually might be good for Clotho to go up there and get that possibly. We're going to do that way. That means this one gets drawn there. Now this one, it's not a minion. We're good. We're good. It is a trap room though. And that gets placed there. And here, it's still not a minion. So we're still good. All right. However, we're going to put it this way. So another card gets put right here. Meaning, these are the next 3 that could be the minion. But we only spawned 1 goblin this way, actually. So that actually wasn't too bad. Meaning, but each one of those only put up 1. So, I'm going to do my Psychic Blast, obviously, because that's what Clotho does. She doesn't even need to move to do it. Which I don't want her to move. I'm going to have her stay there. And I'm going to have her do that Psychic Blast. And that goblin that we spawned is a Pokey Goblin. 3 movement, defense of 6. We're going to have do the Power Blast. Roll 3. I do have a +1, so technically I only need to roll a 4 on my dice, and that will be a success. I am running low on focus, so I'm hoping to get a lot of focus back from this roll. Awesome! Look at that. So I get that 5. That 5 will do it, and I got 2 2s.
Meaning that's 6, so I get 6 back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I only needed 5, but I got all of my focus back. And then I'll spend 2 focus to do my Psychic Blast. Okay, so we did that Psychic Blast on that Pokey Goblin. So we kill him. And what we can do is we will gain 1 more equipment, which is Smoke Pellets. Is after we make an attack, if we hit, we could teleport anywhere, which actually is not bad. However, I don't think that is going to be very good for Clotho, because she does not do a melee attack. So I will discard that into the discard. Oh, I wanted that. Oh, well. And then also we do get to flip a room over, or a tile over. So what tile do we want to do? That is the question. Because if we flip over a goblin here, they're going to activate. And all of them were pretty close within range. So I'm going to... because it's just anywhere. So I'm going to flip over this one here. If it's a, don't be a minion. Don't, oh, no, it's a minion. All right. So here's our first minion. And our first minion is going to be the Wraith. The Wraith has 6 movement, 4 defense. And when activated, he's going to move and attack just in his space. And he's going to -1 heart or health and -3 focus. And then he has a lot of defense against magic and range. So we'll have to have Grok'ull come and try to attack him and kill him. The last thing I'm going to do on Clotho's turn is actually do a research. So I'm going to spend 4 focus. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to draw a spell card to see if we can't give her a good spell. She's got invisibility. Not the best, actually. I mean, I'll give it to her. So she could do a magic attack or magic main action, roll any color of dice for 5, and she could spend 2, and she'll gain invisibility movement and gain another action. So it might help, might not help, but I'll give it to her for now, and now we'll go on from there. So now if you could see at the end of the turn, Clotho's turn, this is going to go down 1 and spawn 1 goblin, and that goblin is another Mixie Goblin. And 2 movement, defense of 5. So we're going to spawn him right on the room there. And now it is Grok'ull's turn. Alright, so this is where it's going to bite me in the butt that I went out too soon. But so I'm going to actually have Grok'ull go and attack him. They are going to activate. He's going to do 2 damage. Yeah, I'm going to do that anyway. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, which is all of Grok'ull's movement. And he's going to attack the Wraith. Alright, so I brought the Wraith card over here so we could remind ourselves that we need that he's got 4 defense. And it's going to hurt us back +3 on there. So we need to do a total of 11. We need to roll an 11. Well, actually only a 10, because I do have a +1 there. So this is possible to one-shot him, but not very good. And ooh, what do we get here? We got 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, no way. Oh, no. Oh, so close, so close. So we've got 5, 6, 7, 8 with my natural +1. I could +2 to get, or I could -3 focus to get +2, and that will do 10. And I need 11 to kill him. Oh my goodness. Because I could, yeah, that would do the same if I spent 2 and then 2. I would just up it by 2. So what I'm going to do then is, so that's 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 9, 10. So that does 10 minus the 4. So that's going to do 6 damage. He's down to 1 health, which actually, that's actually good. Because that means Clotho can take care of him easily because he'll do 1 damage to all enemies. So that's actually, I mean, he's still going to attack, but it could have been worse. It definitely could have been worse. However, he's going to attack back for a shield breaker, which actually his defense is only 2. So +3, so he'll just do 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. which that definitely could have been worse too, actually. So that is that attack, and I think that will be everything for his turn. So at the end of his turn, this is going to slide down. There is a activation marker there. That means that everything's going to activate. Alright, so the goblin is going to activate first. Mixie's going to activate. And there's already someone within range, so he's not going to move, but he will attack. And he'll attack him for actually 2. So he's got 1 times the amount of goblins, which is 1 plus 1. So he's hurting for 2 damage. So Clotho will go down to 3 health. And then the Wraith is going to activate. And he's going to do 1 health and minus 3 focus. So Grok'ull goes down to 1 and loses the rest of his, or goes down 1 health to 4 and loses all of his focus. Alright, so now it is Clotho's turn. So I'm trying to decide if I just want to kill Mixie or if I want to come kill the Wraith. I think I'm just going to kill Mixie and let Grok'ull kill the Wraith, because they're not going to activate before Grok'ull gets to go again. So I'm going to have Clotho just do her Psychic Blast, and then I'll have Grok'ull just finish off the Wraith. So here we have Clotho rolling for Psychic Blast. Ooh, that's fine. So that does it, but she only gets 1 focus back. She does get 1 health back, though. So that's good, but then she has to spend 2, so she's still only at 1 focus to do the Focus Blast. I was just hoping to get more focus back from that attack. So with that, he does kill Mixie. So with killing Mixie, she gets a equipment. So she's going to grab the Great Staff of the Phoenix out, so that way she has a range attack if needed as well. And then also we get another potion. Mind Tonic. Ooh, this is perfect. Oh no! all the enemies are going to activate, but she can get a +5 to her intelligence roll. So that could be actually really powerful, and plus focus, which that's going to be good with a Great Staff, because now she can attack with her intelligence as well. So the Wraith is going to activate because that's from the thing, which actually is not bad. It just does 1 health to Grok'ull. So it's just doing the 1 health to Grok'ull and minus 3 focus, but he already had 0 focus. So it really only did 1 damage. Not too bad for a minion attacking or activating. Alright, so that's the end of Clotho's turn, and this is going to go down to a blank spot. So nothing activates, nothing happens, and now Grok'ull will go ahead and take a slice at the Wraith. So as you can see, the Wraith still only has 1 health left, and just a defense of 4. So all I need is a 5, and that will kill him. Whoops, that one. Alright. And I didn't, yeah, I got a 5. So I got 6, 3, 3, and I don't have any focus to do anything. So I will have to, I was hoping to use that to get some health back, but I can't do that, so I'll kill him with that 6, and then I'll get 2 focus back, which is not a horrible thing, but because I killed him, I get 2 loot. And this health token is going to go on to our monster card to start unlocking the final boss there. And our loot cards, first one is going to be the Violet Cape, which is going to give me +1 to my attack for my range and melee, and +1 to my intelligence. Not really that good. I'm not going to take it at the moment because that doesn't help me with anything. And the other one is Shadow G of the Viper, which does give me another movement, and it makes it so I can walk through walls, which that actually, because he doesn't have that much movement, that actually might really help moving through that wall. So I'll definitely give that to him for the moment. And now I might actually grab that other Viper. We've got the Shadow Pellets of the Viper in the discard. So I might grab that even too, just because then I'll have 2 things of the Viper. So the Shadow Wraith is gone now. And that will end Grok'ull's turn. But because we killed the Wraith, this is actually going to go up 6 points. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're at 1 below beginning, which is perfect where we want to be. And it will go down 1. And so 1 goblin is going to spawn on there. And we'll draw. And it is the Mighty Goblin. It's got 1 movement, 7 defense, and it will move and attack and do 2 times as many goblins. Luckily, he's the only one out right now, and it is Clotho's turn, so we'll continue on to her turn. You know, it's hard to do anything else with Clotho right now, especially with a Mighty Goblin with defense of 7. I'm just going to do a Psycho Blast because then all I have to do is hit, and he's dead automatically. Alright, so all I need to do is get that 5. And I am supposed to have 1 focus left there. Alright, so all I need is that 4 actually. Because I got a 4 plus 1, which will give me my 5 there. And I will gain 3 focus back. 1, 2, 3. I'll spend 2 focus. And I will do that psychic blast. So I go ahead and kill that mighty goblin. So with mighty goblin, we do get a loot, but then I also get plus 3 health. So I'll put that up to the top there. And let's draw the loot. And we get a jade figure. So that's not the best thing right now, but that will give Clotho 3 agility dice as well. So I mean, I've got the room, so I'll take it right now. I might discard it later. So that will end Clotho's turn. So we'll just go ahead and move this down 1, which activates stuff, but we have nothing to activate, so nothing happens. And now it is Grok'ull's turn. So Grok'ull only has 3 health and 2 focus. So actually for Grok'ull's turn, I'm just going to spend this turn and rest. So that way, because I'm afraid if I go in and it's another minion, Grok'ull's going to die. So I'm just going to rest his turn. So for his turn, we'll rest, which goes 1, 2, 3, and then get all of his focus back. Alright, so that will end Grok'ull's turn, and this will go down 1. And now it is Clotho's turn, and Clotho is going to come down here. And she's actually going to activate her invisibility. So in her invisibility, she could roll any color of dice for 5 and try to get 5. Then she'll spend 2 focus and she'll gain another amount of movement, and it's going to be stealth, meaning she doesn't get hurt from goblins if they're in there, and she can move out if need be, and it'll give her another action. So I'm going to roll for that. There we go. That's what I wanted. So that 5 will do it for me. That means I actually get 4 focus back. 1, 2, 3, 4. I will spend 2 focus. 1, 2. And now I get more. I get just as much movement, so I get 5 more movement. And this movement has stealth, so I can move out of that room if need be. Alright, this is one reason I really kind of like this game. Like, I don't think I would ever really use invisibility, but it's like, I have it, so I'll use it, and it's actually kind of helpful. So, ooh, it's a trap. So we'll go 1 down. We'll go 1, 2, 3. Ooh, so we only have 3 cards left, meaning this one could be the ending. That means this one, you can't really see that. It means one of these 2 or one of these 2 up here is our last minion. So, here's the question. Do I do Clotho's thing again? Because I could at least injure that one. If there is a minion here, I think I'm going to do it. This will kick me in the butt, I think. But both of my characters have full health. So I'm going to do it. So I'm going to move this down 1. So a goblin does spawn, which is a stabby goblin with 4 movement and 4 defense. He will just move or attack though. So that's good. That's good. Now I move that down. So now I get to open up these last 3 here. So I will start with this one. This one is awesome. Oh, and it's just a yeah, we'll put it this way. I don't know if this is smart or not. So that means this one could be the dungeon boss lair thing. The next one here. Oh no. Oh no. So let's reveal this. Last one is this. Nope, it's not. It's a teleport room though. I don't know if that's going to be handy, but we did spawn the next minion, which is, the Dungeon Crawler, which has 2 movement, 5 defense, and it will move and attack everyone within 1 and do -2 health and -2 focus. So it kind of gets both at our health and focus, and 5 to hit. Alright, so this is what I'm going to have it do. We got the Dungeon Crawler here, is I'm actually going to have Clotho do a ranged attack with a Great Staff of the Phoenix. Because with my Psycho Blast, all I could do is 1 damage. 1 damage is not a whole lot right now. And he is going to activate afterwards. Alright, and what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to use this Mind Tonic right here as well. So as a free action, I will gain 4 focus. And now I get a +5 to my roll and a +1 to my roll here. So I get a +6 to my roll. So come on. And I've got a lot of focus. So I could easily one-shot this dungeon crawler. Oh, especially when I roll like that. So because all I have to do is I'm going to spend 2 foot. Well, actually, what is this? What is this? This is 6, 7, plus that's 12 damage. And that's a 5. So 5 is gone. 12 damage will exactly kill it. So I don't even have to change anything. And because I use my Mind Tonic, I one-shotted the dungeon crawler and dungeon crawler is gone. So I one-shotted that dungeon crawler out of the way. And because I killed the dungeon crawler, 2 things. 1, I get to put this health tracker on the Lair door. So that means as soon as I find it, I can enter it if I want. And second thing is I get 2 more loot for Clotho. First one is Ward of the Scarab. Meaning when I make a magic attack, I can gain 1 shield. And also when I make a melee attack, if it's successful, I get to make a magic attack. So I am definitely going to give that to him. I'm going to cover up my research actually to give that to Clotho. And the second one is, Spiked Buckler. This will actually be really good for Grok'ull. So I'm going to put that in the discard pile for Grok'ull. Alright, so at the end of that, we go up another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it's going to go down 1. And they are going to activate, which all we have is Stabby. And as if you remember, Stabby will move or attack. So, and his range is 0. So he will just move 1, 2, 3 to get to Grok'ull. Now it is Grok'ull's turn. You know, might as well just kill Stabby in there so he can get that Spiked Buckler. You can kind of see how unstacked my 2 characters are. However, Grok'ull's still doing pretty good because he has that base +1, which is actually really is good. So we're going to attack Stabby. And Stabby has a defense of 4. That means all we need is a 5 to pass or to kill him. So we'll use those 3 to kill him. This we don't have any more focus to gain, so we'll kill him. We could either gain 3 health or an equipment, which I definitely want that equipment because I want that Spiked Buckler. So we will grab that Spiked Buckler and we will cover up his sprint ability there. Now he's got +1 defense and another +1 to his strength rolls. So Stabby is gone. And now Grok'ull, he still can move. And one of these 2, or that last 1 card, is the entrance to the lair. So I'm going to have him go 1, 2. Nope, you know what? I'm just going to have him go 1 to right there. Nope, actually I'm going to have him stay there because another goblin's going to spawn and I'm just going to have him take care of him, hopefully. So we'll end the turn. So that will go down 1. A goblin will spawn. And that goblin is a Boomy, where he's going to move or attack as well. But he attacks within 2. And he only moves 1 space. So that's actually not too bad either. And so that was Grok's turn. Now it is Clotho's turn. And she's going to do her thing, I think. Because I know it's one of the 2. Or I know it's either one of those 2 or that one. And if I walk in, I get hurt if it's a goblin. And Clotho can kill. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to move this down, meaning they all get to activate. Boomy has a range of 2, which no one is in. So he will just move for 1. So he'll move 1. And that's all that happens. And now we'll reveal these 2 rooms down here. This one is, it's just a trap. So it's not a goblin, but it's also not the dungeon lair. And still not the dungeon lair. However, we now know that this is the dungeon one. So here's what I'm saying that's so important about counting. Because we didn't even try for any of these beginning ones because we knew they weren't the minions. And so going that way would just kind of waste the time, where we still have plenty of time now. So once we find once we open that up, we know that this is the dungeon lair. Meaning now we can kind of take our time, kill some more goblins, get a couple more loot, and then go in when we're ready. Rather than trying to like sprint, trying to find that. Now we could just kind of take our time and take our time, kill some goblins, and then go in when we're ready. So we are going to spawn a goblin here. That goblin is Shooty Goblin. He's got a range of 2, movement 2, defensive 5, and he will move and attack. So at the end of that round, we'll move down. That is a blank space. So nothing happens. And now it is Grok'ull's turn. We're going to have Grok'ull move 2, and we're going to attack that as a Boomy. So we're attacking with Grok'ull here. We've got a +1 there and a +1 there. So we have a +2, and Boomy has a defensive 4. All right, and that 2 will do it. And actually, this is what I'm going to do. So this 2 will do it. I'm going to spend 2 to make this 5 into a 6. And that's all I'll do. So I'll get 2 focus back from that one. And then I'll gain 1 heart back from that one. Haha. And then I kill Boomy. And with Boomy, I could get either a equipment or a spell, which I'm definitely gonna get another equipment here. And it is Robes of the Phoenix. Once again, not really something I want, so I will just discard it. So we remove Boomy there, and that ends his turn. So we will slide this down, and we will spawn another goblin. We'll spawn another goblin right there, and that goblin is another Boomy goblin. Of course it is. So it killed a Boomy just for another Boomy to come in. Alright, so here's what Clotho is going to do. So Shooty only moves 2, but he has a range of 2. Whereas Boomy has a range of 2. So Boomy is going to hurt Grok'ull when they activate after Clotho's turn. So because we already know that this is the dungeon lair, I don't need to open it right now. We could run down here when need be. So right now I'm actually going to have Clotho. She has 5 movement. So I'm going to have her go 1, 2, 3, 4 up here. And I'm actually going to have her shoot at Boomy because now Shooty will not be able to hurt them and will be able to kill Boomy. Alright, so we're back up here. We're just going to do the Psychic Blast again. And we need a 4. So that's a 5 right there. Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter. I can't gain anything anyway, so I'll spend 1, 2 to do the Psychic Blast. And that will kill this Boomy. And when we kill a Boomy, we either get a equipment or a spell. Which actually, I kind of want to get a spell. But Grok'ull just has like no equipment, and I'm afraid of that. But her spells are not going to help when it comes to the boss. So I really am not sure what I want to do here, quite honestly. Alright, I'm just going to go for equipment because she has good equipment too. Ooh, Eyes of the Viper. For 3, you can flip a card over. That doesn't really help. I might give that to Grok'ull. I don't know. That doesn't really help too much, but... And so her turn is done, so this will slide down to there. Shooty is going to come 1, 2, and not in range, so nothing else happens. So we're just going to waste a couple turns killing some goblins just to try to get through some more loot. So I'm just going to have Grok'ull go 1, 2, 3 and attack Shooty. So he's got a +2 to this roll. And Shooty's defense is 5. And that will definitely be 5. And I don't need any focus, so that will do 5 damage, so I'll kill Shooty. So I'll kill Shooty there. And when I kill Shooty, I could either gain equipment or loot or 5 focus, which I'll definitely gain in equipment. And amethyst figurine, which definitely does not help. I'm not even going to take it. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. Just because I love taking advantage of Clotho's Psychic Blast, I'm going to have her move 2 over here, and she's going to open up both rooms. So she's going to move that down to open up this one. No goblin. And this one, there we go, there's a goblin. Go right there. We've gone through all the goblins now, so now I've got to shuffle them. And we have a stabby goblin. 4 health and 4 movement and 4 defense. Right there. And so Clotho will do her thing. And her thing is just attacking with that Psychic Blast. That will do it. So she will gain all of her focus back and then spend 2 to kill it. Alright, so Stabby dies. And when Stabby dies, we could either gain equipment or health, which will definitely gain equipment because we're trying to get through this deck. Here we go. Plate Mail of the Lion, which actually all it does is give me defense, which I don't really... I mean, it would be good. But moving through walls... I don't know, I guess for Clotho it doesn't do anything. So we'll see if we want Grok'ull to take it or not. So that ends the turn. So that means another goblin spawns, which is a Mixie Goblin again. It's got 2 movement and 5 health. And now it is Grok'ull's turn. Grok'ull will go 1, 2, 3, 4. He does have 4 because of his Shadow G of the Viper, which he gives him +1. And he will attack Mixie. As you can see, he did have that +1 there for his movement. And now he's got +2 to this attack. Mixie's got a defense of 5. So that 6 will kill him, but also that 4 will kill him. So that 6 will actually give him his last health back. And that will kill Mixie. Alright, so Mixie dies. When we kill Mixie, we get an equipment. So we'll draw Glove of the Panther. Once again, not super helpful for either one of them. But then, we also gain a potion. Come on. Bottle of Energy, which gives another movement and another action, which that could be nice. And everyone activates, which there's no one on the board, so that does absolutely nothing. But I will give that to Grok'ull to give him another movement and action. So at the end of Grok'ull's turn, we'll go down. It does supposed to activate, but there's nothing to activate. So now it is Clotho's turn. Alright, so I'm just going to have Clotho go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just to start going towards the dungeon. And then Grok'ull. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. I'm going to have her rest just so she gets all of her focus back. And, yep. So that goes down. Nothing happens. And now I will have Grok'ull come down. So he's got 4 movement. So actually, I'm going to go back. I'm going to leave Clotho up here. I'm still going to do everything else, but I'm going to leave her right here. And Grok'ull has the Shadow G of the Viper, which he can move through walls. That means places like this where there's no actual walkway, he actually can. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 on his turn. And he's full of everything, so he's just going to stay there. And now another goblin is going to spawn, which is Shooty Goblin with 2 movement and 5 defense. And now it is Clotho's turn. Clotho's going to do her thing. Clotho is going to roll. And all she needed was a 5. Ooh, that's barely actually. That's 4, 5. Wow. She barely got that. But she was full of everything. So 1, 2. And she'll kill Shooty. So Shooty is going to die. And when Shooty dies, we can get 5 focus or another equipment. Which we will draw another equipment. Which is a hook shot. +1 and +1 for range and agility. Yeah. Doesn't really help right now. And so that is Clotho's turn. So this goes down. And that means it's Grok'ull's one. If Grok'ull does not go into here, that means we would lose. So I'm going to have Grok'ull go here. Look at that. It's the dungeon. Woo! And I'll have him step in and open up the dungeon. So here we have the dungeon card with our 2 health on it. So we know we could unlock it. And we are fighting, the Seer, which does have 2 tokens that we got to go on. And 8, which is normal. 3 movement, 6 defense, 3 plus with melee, 4 plus with range, and -3 focus with magic. We're going to enter here and then go around if we need to there. All right. So that is just a free action to open that up. So he's not actually moved in yet. But if he did, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, he's 1 off from getting to that +1 spot there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to run away here. I'm going to go 1. So I do it 1, 2, 3, like that. And then I am going to spend 2 focus to call him out. And his movement is 3, so he's going to come out and move 3 towards me. Means he's going to go 1, 2, 3. Since he is on that space, that means we take that first one off. I mean, not off, but we put 1 of these tokens on there. So now we can get him all the way down with both tokens on 2 before we need the second one. I'll put both of those 2 healths on there. All right, and he will attack. All right, so we have a +2 to this roll, and he's got a defense of 6 there. So let's see how much we could hurt him. There we go, there we go. So that's 7. So I can move this down 2 to move this up 1 to a 6. So that's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Minus the 6, which is 4. So that is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we'll, and that torch track moves down there. So we're going to flip this over. So it starts here. That torch track goes down like that. So nothing happens. But on his card, he's going to do this ability here, which means he is going to go back to his lair and heal for 2. So that means he comes away from me. And he heals for 2. 1, 2. I will just stay there. So now that ends his turn. So now he's going to activate. So he's going to come back out of his lair. And he does have a movement of 3. So he's going to 1, 2, 3. And he's going to attack for 2 health and -1 focus, which he doesn't have any of anyways. So he just loses 2 health. That wasn't too bad. And now it is Clotho's turn. So Clotho is going to go 1, 2, and now Clotho is within range there, and he will do a ranged attack. So coming here, he's got the ranged attack here, and he's got a +1. So let's see what does have almost full focus though, so that's good. Whoa, which is going to need it. So 1, 2, to move this down to a 2. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, might as well 1, 2, 1, 2. So move this 3 up to a 5. That's actually not a bad ending. That's only 2 off from the best roll actually. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 to him, and 9 minus 6, so that's 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And shield break, so he does 4 back to Clotho. Oh yeah, shield breaker. Ooh, dang. So Clotho goes down to 1 health. Whoo, buddy. All right. So that ends Clotho's turn. We move the track down 1. We spawn 1 goblin here, which is a pokey goblin. Which 3 movement, 6 defense, move or attack, and attack range of 1. And now it is Grok'ull's turn. So our Grok'ull will attack again. He does have +2 to this roll as well. Ooh, and that's not good at all. And he's got no focus either. Oh no, that's only 7. That's only 1 damage. And he's going to get hurt good. All right. So all I could use is that 5. He does get 1 focus back. And because I can't change anything. So I've got 5, 5, 6, 7. Minus 6, so he does 1 damage. But 5 Gets hurt for 5 plus 3, so 8 minus 2, so 6. Oh no! He's downed. However, I am going to use the bottle of energy so I could rest this turn. 1, 2, 3, and gain full focus back. So I rested with that action there, so I don't have to rest next turn. And dang, yeah, that was like the worst possible outcome. I really wanted to attack twice with that, but I had to rest. And so that ends his turn. So if you could see that, they're going to activate. So Pokey is going to move, and that's it. And then he is going to attack for 2 and take 2 focus away. So Grok'ull is down to 1 health and 2 focus. And now it is Clotho's turn. Clotho's just going to attack again. Actually, Clotho is going to take 1 step forward and then attack. And so I'm going to use this magic elixir right here to get all of my focus back. So hopefully I could change dice here. There we go. That's going to do some damage. Ooh, but she's also going to die. But, so I'm going to change this 3 to a 4. Then to a 5, then to a 6. So 6, 2, 2. So that is going to be 8, 9, 10, and 11 with that. Yep, 11. So 11 minus 6, that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he's only got 4 health left, but I do need to bring him here to do anything. So, oh no, but that kills me. So I'm going to say I did that first. Oh, come on. So I brought him. So I spent 2 to bring him to me. And then he definitely kills me. And now that ends Clotho's turn. So the torch track goes down and nothing happens. And now Clotho or Grok'ull will move up. And now that he's on this, we are good to attack as much or to do as much damage as we need to. Alright, so I think it comes down to this. I need to do 4 damage. So these are both on there now. I'll just take it off just because it takes room. But both of them are on there. So I need to do 4 damage here. So I need to get 10. Alright, come on. And I've got 2 focus to do something with. Come on, baby. Yeah, there we go. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, no, that's only 9. No, yeah, because I need to do 10. So that's 7. So I'm going to use my last 2 to move this 2 to a 3 to a 2. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Boom, baby. And that's a win for the guys. That was close. Clotho was out. Grok'ull was going to go out again. He only had that 1 health right there. And then we're just going to get in the cycle of never winning. So that was luck. I did have to go back and say that I brought him to me. So that, I don't know, you could call that a cheat, which it kind of was. But I had full focus, so I would have done it anyways. Because I forgot that he needed that last 1 there. So, yeah, that is that. That was the game. And there we have the Seer die, and Grok'ull and Clotho succeed. Get that light on them. There we go. Dun 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 dun. All right, so that was that. That was a very close call. I am going to try to do one of the story where you kind of go through multiple levels of the dungeon and everything, but awesome. Thank you so much for playing. Let me know what you think, and if I missed any rules, I'm sure I did, because it's hard when you're playing this and doing videos, but please let me know.